foreign direct investments and other manufacturers in Virginia that create additional trade of Virginia-made products overseas.
Right.
So I think your aspiration is absolutely perfect, and I think the BDP team and some of the folks that are working on this see a big opportunity to raise our profile and raise our percentage over that period of time. Another thing we work very closely on with the governor and the administration and BDP is how do we capture the opportunity that is offshore wind.
Yes.
The diversification of our facilities, and how can we, bring the laydown yards of maintenance, the manufacture, the assembly here to Virginia, and we do it not just for the offshore wind for Virginia, but you try to become a center of excellence for the East Coast, capturing a new industry that creates good-paying jobs for the Commonwealth, and the side benefit is power, clean, renewable power for growing communities and industry here in this area. So that's a big focus for us.
It is a bit, and it's a big focus, statewide. That brings me to a big question about finding and developing a workforce that can, do all of these important jobs. How are y'all doing? I mean, is it hard to find people who are qualified and, because it seems like there's a lot of demand for them?
Yeah, that's a great question, Kate. If you look at it, this year we've got a lot of additional work going on with the specific workforce development programs that the Commonwealth is offering. And you take and you turn to say, okay, now what are the skills that the offshore wind industry needs? And then we work on designing the workforce development plans and tools to build the workforce, because it'll ratchet up over time. And so there's a lot underway with the local universities, the MIBE, an effort to look at shipbuilding, Navy requirements, offshore wind, all the trades and skills. How do we create the right training systems for that workforce? So the discussions are robust, and people are looking at it. We have to still land some of these opportunities.
Yes. I know that there's, some welding training going on, and ship repair, and cybersecurity, kind of lots of different fields. If you were, going to say, for somebody who's in high school and they want to work in, a port-related industry, or something related to maritime, what field do you think is kind of a really opening and burgeoning field for somebody to go into? What's going to be the thing of the future, do you think?
Well, I think we were just talking about it. Renewable energy is going to be an industry that's going to be generational.
Yes.
So, that's a place to look at. We go down into the elementary schools and we say we've got to continue to focus on the STEM skills.
Yeah.
Because these are all going to require, some engineering skills or, just all of that type of thinking.
Right.
And, there are some great jobs that can be created and pay a good wage that might just be a community college or a trade school.
Yeah.
Rather than a 4-year college.
Yeah.
Then you look at, there's all sorts of data analytics and data science that feeds into this industry, because you're moving data and moving information around the world. So there are opportunities there, logisticians and supply chain. There are opportunities there.
Right.
Welders, installers, you look at all, there's a bevy of opportunities. And then, as Virginia continues to be a friendly state for business, and we attract advanced manufacturing, food and processing, there's jobs there that all require supply chain experts, logisticians, as well as factory workers.
Yeah. I'm sure there was some legislation that y'all are keeping an eye on Is there anything that came through this session of the General Assembly that will make a big difference for y'all's operations?
Well, one, we want to say thank you to the Commonwealth and the governor and legislature for the support they've given us to date. Mm-hmm. And that was a big one for us.
Yeah.
There was in the governor's budget $40 million towards infrastructure, towards offshore wind. That's a big thing for us.
Yeah.
Keeping a very favorable work environment across the Commonwealth is important for business attraction, business development, business growth.
Okay.
The transportation bills were very important because they're going to provide the funding to help move people and freight across the Commonwealth with the new funding streams, because the old funding streams were not going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
So I think that was important.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously anything that helps with the education and, the workforce training, the BDP funding that was raised a little bit this year in some critical areas is helpful.
How important...
And the governor earmarked some money for the International Trade Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So that was important. If we're going to get the aspirational goal, we needed to have the funding was very helpful.
How important is the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel project to y'all?
I think it's important to everybody that lives on either side of the peninsula or here, because it's accessibility and it's mobility.
That's true.
It's a pinch point. I mean, you can't plan how long it's going to take you to get somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're going through that, so obviously it's a big deal. It will help tourism here.
Mm-hmm.
It will help commerce with all of the trade and the moving of freight and activity, as well as passenger.
Mm-hmm.
So, and since I live out on Virginia Beach and drive to Richmond a lot, or D.C., or the Peninsula, or Williamsburg, I'm looking forward to more accessible and mobile opportunities to get to and from.
Yeah. And that's what I keep hearing. Gosh, it is really going to make a difference. Is there any?
We also long term need to see that last 20 miles of 64 finished. You're coming down 64 from Richmond to Bottoms Bridge,
mm-hmm.
and as you're going up towards 199, there's a 20-mile section that has to be worked out, and that was part of the transportation and the governor's plans,
mm-hmm.
so we can work towards that. Because then when you have the additional tube capacity, then you have also the extra lanes to continue on.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Do you think that there's going to be, enough people in Virginia currently to kind of fill some of these jobs, especially around the port and in kind of adjacent businesses, or are we going to have to kind of lure people from other states, or maybe they're already interested in coming here for the jobs?
Yeah, and Kate, I think, first thing is, if you look back, we have been exporting more of our educated students
mm-hmm.
outside after they go to school in Virginia.
Yes.
So if we can start to capture those graduates and keep them here, you start to retain some of the talent that's been leaving the market in the past.
Yeah.
When we look at our military and we have so many veterans that are in this area, and they're retiring, and we have jobs and opportunities that appeal to them to keep them in this area. I have a child. He lives in North Carolina. Doesn't live here.
Yeah.
I wish I could have kept him in this area. My daughter lives in Pennsylvania. I wish I could have kept her in this area, but I moved here after she was in college, so that she didn't really have a connection here. But I think a lot of parents want to keep their families around, and so there is a workforce that we might be able to retain.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to give them an economic reason. The quality of life is good, and if we improve mobility, then you can also stretch the distances where some of the workforce can come from more too.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you look towards RBA 756